Hey, Sammy fam. Today we are going to do something wild and different. And as you can see, I'm already making preparations because it's going to be messy. We are going to make a breakfast ramen. It's going to be a bacon, egg, and cheese ramen. So we're starting with 3 packs of ramen that I cooked up in a skillet with some bacon fat and water, obviously. This is just Shin Ramen. I like their noodles. I haven't added the seasoning packets yet. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add 1 seasoning packet. We're gonna add some other flavors to this as well. Yeah, boy. Let's add some more garlic powder. I like a garlicky breakfast. Start your day off right with some stank ass breath. Get stanky. We're gonna hit it with the green onion. I love the flavor. And again, stank ass breath time. Stank ass breath time. This is making crazy noises. The smell is just already to die for. That is beautiful. We're gonna hit it with this crumbled bacon. This is a full pound of bacon here, y'all. Chopped it up and fried it. And when I pull it out of the fryer and set it down to drain, I dust it with more garlic because the hot bacon just like, what's the word for it? Blooms the oils of the dried garlic. It really makes the flavor come to life. Our breakfast ramen's looking real good, but you know what we need? We need the cheese and a bacon, egg, and cheese. And the egg, but the egg will come last. So for cheese, we're gonna hit it with cheese whiz. Cheese whiz. Well, we're gonna try. Here we go. Break that seal. I don't know where my wife put the cap opener sticky thing. I didn't even need the cap opener. I just needed to wait a second. Cool. Cheese whiz is a little bit thicker consistency than cheese sauce we're used to, but we work with what's available during these shortages right now, and the heat will actually loosen this up some. Let's see if that's enough. We can always add more. We're gonna need more. Oh, it's so good. That is looking perfect. I mean, it looks nasty, but that's perfect to me. Let's go ahead and let's turn it out. Oh yeah. I was so worried that I was gonna flip it off the goddamn table. Hit it with our fried egg here. Come on, buddy. There we go. One last bit of flavor. It's everything bagel seasoning. Liberal with it because it's gonna mix in. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. Yes! I love a nice runny egg yolk. Cheesy, bacony. Breakfast ramen is my jam. The bigger the heavy, the bigger the pill. They call this the big pill. Yeah, this will right any of your wrongs. Dr. Ramenstein. Sounds like Rammstein. Du hast mich. Du hast mich. I don't know the words. I don't know the words. I never learned German. And I know the target audience of this video probably does not know who Rammstein is or what that song is I just referenced. Though I know some of you probably watching this video do feel Du hast mich. I hope I'm saying that right. Oh, you know what? Since we are in... It's so slippery, it's hard to use chopsticks on. Cheese sauce, I'm slipping. But since we are in social isolation... Oh my god. Oh my god, it's too heavy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I haven't used chopsticks in a long time. Let's go ahead and have some fun. Ain't gotta do nothing today. A little soju. Oh my god, my hands are too greasy now. Why is life so hard? There we go. You know what other ramen dish I was thinking of? I keep like a running, just like plain text document on my computer. Free pour. Free pour is how you end up on the floor. But I keep a running text document on my computer of just like ideas for foods. And you know, if I come up with anything, I'll just add it to it, even if I'm just like walking around the apartment or like getting ready to leave, something pops in my head, I open my computer, I type it in really quick. Otherwise, I will just lose it. And I know I've lost so many good ideas. What's that Drake song? Like, if you find a Motorola down in Cabo, give it to any rapper that I know or something, because he lost all his verses on a phone. That's wrong. I don't remember how it goes. But if you found my MacBook Pro, you'd find all my ideas. Except it's obviously password protected. But idea I just typed in, I think this morning before I left the house was, or did I type it in last night before I went to bed? One of the two. To do a cheesy nacho ramen, where you take like ramen and like a queso cheese sauce. I probably just use Tostitos like queso because it's easy and it's actually good. Like, people are like, oh, Sammy boy, you can make your own salsa. Yeah, I know I could make my own salsa, but you know what? If I'm adding it to ramen, it's just easier to buy it in a jar. I'm sorry, I know it's ghetto, but not everything has to be fancy to be good. And I think making things more accessible that also taste good inspires more people to try it. And that's what I want to do. I want to have more people try interesting new foods and get out of their kind of boring routines. But if I could make like a nacho ramen with like cheesy queso, salsa, peppers, roasted jalapeno, that would be fantastic. Let's get some water too. Because you saw by the amount of cheese sauce and ramen seasoning and bacon that we are having a sodium bomb right now. I'm actually scared to drink this. Because with the, quarantine or lockdown or stay at home or social distancing, whatever you want to call it, just haven't been consuming very much alcohol at all. I'm not used to it, but very smooth. Delicious, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Korea. Oh my, there you go. There it hits you. Ooh. Get some more carbs and cheese. This would actually be a good hangover food. Think about like the oiliness, the cheesiness, the carbiness. Because the bacon, egg, and cheese is a classic city hangover food. I remember I used to work in World Trade Center 7. And before you guys were like, oh my God, Sammy boy, did you work there on 9/11? Guys, do I look that old? Like I put on sunscreen and moisturize my face. I don't look that old, do I? Please, come on. I'm only 31. I had to think about that for a second. So, God, I was in like 7th grade or 8th grade or something when it happened. But as an adult, I worked in the rebuilt World Trade Center 7 for 5-6 years or something. Sad years as a office video editing drone. But one of my joys was I would go to one of the halal carts near there. And in New York City, in areas where people like work during the day, where they're office workers, there are always food carts. And a common kind of food cart is the halal cart that serves, only halal food. So I go to halal cart and I would get a croissant that they cut in half and like grill on the griddle. So it has a little nice crisp to it. And then you get a fried egg and cheese. And I guess they use beef bacon, because it's halal. But man, that was just a classic city meal, delicious. Beef bacon's pretty good. Couldn't even really tell. Oh man, it's filling. Oh. But used to get those in the morning. If I was feeling like treating myself. And then come lunchtime, sometimes there'd be a group of us, or sometimes I go out alone. And you go down and get well, this is pronounced multiple ways, so I'll say it multiple ways. Gyro, gyro, gyro. But basically just like a pita wrap sandwich, because you could get it with anything. You could get lamb, which is my preference. You could get chicken. Usually they have beef. You get a mix. And then, you have their special like white sauce in there. And you can get, usually red if you want as well. You can get a mix, red and white. Some places have green, but green's, very spicy. And like different halal carts would be famous for like, oh, we have the best white sauce. I think the Halal brothers became the most famous ones in the city, but they've since become a little over-commercialized. But you get a nice gyro, you got your meat, you got your sauce, you got your little salad in there, all wrapped up in a delicious, like warmed on the griddle, pita. Man, I love pita bread. That was a good office lunch. And for a while, they had a food truck, food court, I guess you'd call it, over by the World Financial Center by the water. And it was just on a little dead-end street where you had to go through like a security barrier to like get the trucks in. And parked in front of a loading dock. And they had a rotating cast of foods. My favorite though was Shorty's Philadelphia cheesesteaks there. The Philly cheesesteaks were great. But unfortunately, eventually the food truck area there closed down because the mall opened up with more restaurants next to it. And they opened up the whole underground of the World Trade Center. This is before all that was there. You may have seen some of that in my video where I go and eat. I got fuku chicken, and I show you guys like walking through the underground. This is before all that existed. This is 10 years ago. But I would go back then and go to the Shorty's food truck, get myself a double meat, extra cheese, like whiz and American cheese mixed together, wit onions, as you say, W-I-T, wit onions. Those grilled onions are so good. Grilled onions will be good in this. You could make a version of this that was just, you know, instead of bacon, you got like a thinly sliced steak. We got the cheese whiz, of course, already. So it's almost already really cheesesteak-esque. Instead of green onions, you used some nice grilled white onions or yellow onions, depending on how sweet you want your onion to be. That will be fantastic. Ooh. This is 3 big packs of ramen, and there's a lot of carbs, and it's filling me up. Just think about that huge mound inside of my tummy right now. Good thing I have a stretchy tum, but this is pushing it. Ooh. I found out today, unfortunately, I went to the Korean market by me that has cut down their hours from 24 hours a day to 8 to 8, which is fine. At least I got there right at 8, exactly 8 on the dot. I was so proud of myself with timing that walk. Went in there, got fun stuff like the soju, ramen, but I went to get wonton wrappers so that Sammy Girl and I can make wonton soup sometime this week, because we love making homemade wonton soup. It always turns out so good. It's so simple. The hardest part is just you have to fold wontons for 45 minutes. Because you end up making so many, because like so little filling can go in a wonton. And we use shrimp and ground pork, green onions, lots of seasonings. But they didn't have any wonton wrappers. But they did have wonton wrappers that are cut in circles, so they're gyoza wrappers, but they're basically the same thing. So I got some of those. Not quite the same. A little let down. I understand supply chains aren't what they were before. I'm just hoping I can get them to like seal as well, because I don't want them to blow up when I drop them in the soup to cook. And with the wonton wrappers being, you know, a square, you have the nice edges to all fold in on each other. And you can pull it into that nice like tortellini shape, which I enjoy. And then there's like a lot of surface area sealed together to hold it together. But with the round one, I feel like there's less surface area to fold in on itself. Excuse me. So it's more likely to come apart, but I'll just have to be very careful. And if it comes apart, what's the harm? You just have some pork floating in your soup, that's okay. Oh no, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. I need to practice more with my chopsticks. It's been a while. That's all I can do. Well, thank you guys for watching. Try out some breakfast ramen. It's super, super good. I smell like garlic and onion like crazy right now. Probably need to shower again, even though I just did after I rode the extra bike. But that's all right, because what else is there to do? Thanks for watching, guys. I love you all. Stay safe.